Hello Wanderers, welcome back to our Crusader Kings 3 roleplay series following Robert Baratheon, and we pick things up here in the middle of the Battle of King's Landing. The forces of the Targaryen loyalists have come to lift the siege on the Red Keep, and we are going to engage in the battle that will determine the fate of this war. Of that, I have no doubt. Here we are. You can see that the forces of the Reach are coming in here, and I do believe that's going to give them a numbers advantage over us. Can we pull off a victory here? I mean, I am honestly not entirely sure if we will be able to or not. So yeah, I mean, the enemy commander, of course, it's Rhaegar Targaryen, the man the only one who could give Robert a defeat during Robert's rebellion in canon. This man is gonna be the one who's leading the enemy army. Of course it is Rhaegar Targaryen. This is gonna be a tough one, you guys. This is probably the only commander who would be able to pull off a victory against Robert in this situation. They do have the numbers advantage, but we have a slight advantage in the battle. Overall. Can we turn things around? The thing is here, Rhaegar is fighting in this battle himself. He will have rallied out with his troops, and we're gonna have to engage with him, and we're gonna be seeking him out in the battle as well, trying to find Rhaegar. Victarion Greyjoy is even in this one. Yeah, oh man, look at this. I think we started with 100 knights. We're already down to 93. There's 84 of the enemy. I mean, knights are gonna be dropping left and right. Who knows who's gonna survive? Oh, what? The dust settles across the field about 100 paces away. You spot a lone enemy. His equipment marks him as a knight or commander, not a common soldier. His attention is fixed elsewhere. He hasn't seen you. The field suddenly feels empty except for you and him. Your pulse quickens. It's Rhaegar? Guys, I couldn't plan this. You know what? When I was going into this battle, when I was like setting up the army here, I was actually intending that we were gonna have to fight one of the Kingsguard in order to get to Rhaegar, but this just pops up. It could literally be any of the knights in here. Like, this is a random event. This isn't the scripted one. This could be any knight, and it just happens to be Rhaegar. I don't know if there's something like affecting that, like if it's your rival. But just the fact that it's doing this, I mean, I guess somehow, as we're fighting in the battle here, Rhaegar is momentarily separated from his Kingsguard. I mean, you gotta think, right? Like, this is gonna be an extremely chaotic battle being fought in the streets of the city, and we spot Rhaegar, we spot our opportunity. I think that we have to go, and I mean, this is gonna be it here. Oh, for a few brief moments, King Rhaegar and I pace in lazy half circles, each watching for an opening. I raise my warhammer, ready to defend myself, while he clutches his lover's harp firmly to hand. Yeah, he's got his own special blade. I mean, we gotta go in, strike, parry, riposte. I leap into action, launching a flurry of rapid thumps, driving myself hard against Rhaegar's guard, wearing him down with each expertly timed strike. Rhaegar is famed for his abilities with a sword, and he reminds me of this with a perfect flowing chain of quick slashes, punctuated by the occasional terrifyingly powerful cleave. My form is good. His is incredible. Oh man, so Rhaegar's actually got an incredible stance here. I think we gotta go with the one that gives us the best chances. I'll show you how I raise the hammer. My hammer flows around him like water. He retaliates with a smooth flowing series of quick slashes and powerful cleaves. I mean, this is an epic battle, you guys. Like this, you got to imagine that like the Kingsguard, like Arthur Dayne and whoever else is like, with Rhaegar in this moment, is probably desperately trying to get to us in this fight to fend off Robert, because they're not just gonna allow Rhaegar to just, fight Robert alone. The Kingsguard is meant to protect him, but we have to take this opportunity. This is probably only happening within like a few seconds, or like at most like a minute or two, as we're just battering at each other. Can we defeat him here? We do! We get him! Single combat victory. Confidence is half of any fight. We go, and this is the moment when the opportunity presents itself. I knock his sword away with one crushing thwack. And as we go in, this, I think, is the moment where we get that chance that we didn't have in the original battle of the Blackwater in this timeline. Robert's hammer swinging in a heavy arc, crashing into Rhaegar's armor. You don't see him wearing it now, but we can assume he's wearing that ruby-studded armor, and we smash into it, staving in his chest and killing Rhaegar. I am victorious! Damn. That was epic. I mean, we killed the king. I mean, that was absolutely epic. Like I said, that was a random chance event. I was fully intending to duel Rhaegar, like, you know, to make it just happen through the console. And I was gonna make us fight a Kingsguard first, but that random event popped up. I still think, though, that, you know, Rhaegar would have had one of the Kingsguard by his side. Maybe they got separated for a moment, but that Kingsguard is not gonna allow the king to just be slain like that. I think that we need to duel one of the Kingsguard because, yeah, like I said, Rhaegar is not just gonna be alone in here. And who would be guarding Rhaegar? I mean, it's gotta be one of the Kingsguard here. Barristan Selmy, maybe not because he's been maimed apparently. I mean, it could be, none of these guys are important. You know, Jon Connington's presumably guarding the new King Aemon, or Prince Aemon as he would be at that moment in there. Jaime Lannister, maybe. It could be Jaime Lannister. But, I mean, I think that it's gotta be... I think, you know what? Maybe it is Jaime Lannister. Robert versus Jaime? It's either that or it is Sir Arthur Dayne, the Sword of the Morning. The way that I see it here is we know that Rhaegar left Arthur and Gerald Hightower and one of the other knights of the Kingsguard to guard Lyanna. Who is he going to entrust to guard his son, Aemon, when this battle is going on? Who's he going to leave in the Red Keep? I think that Rhaegar would... I think that he would probably have left Arthur Dayne to protect the future of House Targaryen. So I think Arthur Dayne would be in the Red Keep. I think that Jon Connington would be in the Red Keep. And so I think the main Kingsguard that are going to be in this battle, it's going to be Jaime Lannister. It's going to be Barristan Selmy. But I think that the coolest battle here, I mean, Barristan Selmy would be a good one. But I think that, you know what? Considering we had this whole thing, everybody kind of talking about the whole decision of Rhaegar to keep Jaime around, I think in this moment, you know, the loyalty that Jaime would have towards Rhaegar, he would have been there, and I think he would see Robert, and I think it's got to be Jaime who's gonna try to take Robert down in revenge for the death of the man that he respected. I think that we got to duel Jaime here. I want to fight one of the Kingsguard. Jaime is a strong opponent, and I think that this is what's got to happen. You know, Rhaegar goes down. Jaime was there, supposed to be guarding him, but you know they got separated, and it's gonna be Jaime who Robert has to face here in this moment. So he could kill us. I mean, he is one of the Kingsguard, but I think that we have to do it. I'm gonna go with it. So Robert versus Jaime. He sees Rhaegar's dead body in the ground and he charges forward. We did get the Blade Master trait there, and so I think that we gotta go. We gotta take that. In battle, I'm an artist. This is gonna be a tough one. Jaime is a capable warrior. Can Robert beat Jaime immediately after? I think we gotta go for it. Strike, parry, riposte. Leaping into action. Jaime his stance is incredible though. Come on, we gotta take him down. We just hammering, battering him away at him. This would have been an epic fight to see in the show or in the books or anything like that. Jaime versus Robert. Can we take him down? We do. My hammer arm moves fast as lightning and strikes as hard as sundered stone. Honestly, it's admirable that Jaime is able to withstand as many hammer blows as he does as I rain down on him with all the fury of a thunderous storm. It takes a minute or two, but eventually I beat him into a bloody, twisted, screaming heap. Only when I'm satisfied there'll be no last second chance for revenge do I administer the killing blow. Goodbye, Jaime. Boom. Jaime Lannister is dead. I mean, wow, that was like I said, I wanted to fight one of the Kingsguard. Arthur Dane, like that would have been Arthur Dane probably would have killed us, honestly. But like I said, yeah, I think that Arthur Dane would have been kept back to deal or to protect Aemon and Daenerys as well. Daenerys, I believe, is, yeah. So it's probably John Connington, Arthur Dane, and Barristan Selmy, I imagine, are probably the ones who have been left in the Red Keep to defend the last lineage of the Targaryens. But the battle is not over here. We still need to fight through this, even though we've killed Rhaegar, killed Jaime Lannister. We need to end this fight here, and that is gonna be that is not gonna be. I mean, this has got to be the end of the war, right? Like, yeah, I mean, oh, yeah, Arwood Butterwell was in here. Oh, he got injured badly as well. The battle for King's Landing is done here. Great John Umber wants to be knighted. Sure, sure, Great John. You can get knighted. Damn, we took them down. That was epic, you guys. Let's take a look at the details of that battle. Oh, man. How many people died in this? Look at the knights here. Holy moly. All right, let's take a look at this. So our knight Andrew Kellington was wounded by Jaime Lannister. Yeah, so Jaime's in there. Some other wounded here. Lord Bernard was killed. I'm just gonna kind of pay attention to like big name ones here. So Dunstan, Lord Dunstan Drum was maimed by Barristan Selmy. Okay, so Barristan must have been in the battle here. Victarion Greyjoy wounding some guys. He wounded 2. He wounded Eric and Arik. That is hilarious. Oh no, our Knight Victarion was wounded by Eric. These two are twins. This is actually hilarious. These guys, I believe, become don't they become Kingsguard for Cersei or something like that? These two guys, these two twins, I believe. Yeah, I think so anyways. Regardless, it's hilarious that Victarion, the two of them are fighting together. Victarion gets wounded by one, but then he wounds the other, so that's hilarious, actually. What a weird coincidence. We'll ignore John Connington. I do, like I said, I think he's in the Red Keep there. Patrick Brune was slain. Oh man, look at all these people just wounded and injured here. Master Rhaegar killed Lord Lorimer of House Turnberry. Not a big name there. But, oh, we lost Lord Benarion, House Ironmaker. So some of the Ironborn here getting slain. Lord Giles, yeah, the Ironborn taking a rough time of it here. Dickon Blackwood, House Blackwood got slain here. Barthagen was slain. Oh man, we lost more guys than they did. Porthor Woods was oh man, this guy had a rough time of it. Dominic Moss. Not seeing too many other big names, but yeah, we slew Rhaegar in the duel. Oh, that was absolutely epic. I mean, oh, crazy. I mean, so the war score has gone down. As you can see, the war score has gone down because it reset. It reset it completely once the once Rhaegar was killed. So, considering this, I do believe that it's fair to. I think that the war score was at a high enough point. Actually, I didn't completely reset, but our sieges completely reset. I'm pretty sure we were at 98% with sieges, and we had more battles and stuff as well. I think that considering all this, it is safe to say that we've won. King's Landing, it was in our hands. We completely defeated the enemy army. We killed Rhaegar. The Red Keep is gonna be, moments away from being taken down. I think that we can I think we can end the war here, and that's exactly what we're gonna do. So ignore the fact that he's in prison. That's just to factor in the fact that this battle decided the fate of the war, and so let us enforce. We can't enforce the demands, but I'm sure that the war leader will do so. We'll do so any moment now. Yeah, we sent them packing. The enemy forces defeated here. The siege of the Red Keep, the siege of King's Landing. You can see that our forces going in. The war is over at this point. Rhaegar slain by the hand of Robert. That was an epic battle, and having to duel Jaime Lannister. That was epic as well. But the question is, what's gonna happen after all of this? Are you gonna end the war anytime here, Ned? You can do so, Or are they gonna try to attack us? Looks like they might. There it is. That's it. All right, so the war has been won. I'm gonna pause it here. Whew, that was intense. The question is, what happens from this point? As Robert as the Red Keep falls, Aemon and Daenerys are presumably in there. Ned is coming in. We've got Robert coming in. This is going to be a very short episode, but it needs to be, because I really need the opinions from you guys on what happens with all of this. Do they depose Aemon? Does Robert try to kill him? Does Ned, Ned would try to protect him? Is there, what happens with the Kingsguard? Are we going to have to duel Arthur Dayne? I would like to, honestly. I would like to duel Arthur Dayne. I think that to get even into the Red Keep, it's got to be guarded. It's got to be guarded by Arthur Dayne and those other ones. I think that we might have to fight our way through. I might set up a duel against him because I want to see who wins this. We've got 62 prowess. Arthur Dayne is at 64. He's gonna be guarding. This is his last oath. We know that he defended that oath to the death against Ned Stark. I think that we're gonna duel him. But I think that's going to be in the next episode. Please, you guys, leave me your comments. Let me know what you guys think should happen here to wind this off. And what happens after that? Does Robert just go back to the Stormlands? Does he leave Stannis in charge of the Stormlands? Does he leave the Stormlands to Stannis? And maybe he goes and says, fuck it to all of these people, and he goes back off to be a mercenary in Essos. There's so many questions. What happens with Tywin? What happens with the North and Aemon and Daenerys and Viserys and all of them. I want to know what you guys think, so leave your comments down below or leave your comments in the Discord. Yeah, I think that this is going to be an interesting climax to this series, to see what happens now that Robert Baratheon has killed Rhaegar. He's finally gotten his revenge. Thank you for watching, Wanderers. I will see you in the next one.